the hardest thing about starting a new business is really branding the business to look legit and credible. There were some different trends that were happening in the moment that we wanted to jump on. I don't have a following. I have zero leverage. How do I increase my ecosystem? How do I increase my distribution? I launched a brand from scratch in just 30 days and got over 87,000 engagements and sold over $10,000 in tickets. I want to break down exactly how I did it on this episode. Welcome on inside yet another edition of the Business Social Podcast, powered by ST and Digital. You know, as I bring in producer Katie here to this episode, we are very often, hands are tied here with strict NDAs, and we can't really give away the secrets or talk about all the successes that we have with our clients. But in this case, as you know more than anybody, you worked on this new brand that we launched called SFSD, the Stay Fit Social Destination. This is something where we can really open the books up and share with the audience exactly the success we got and also what we did in extreme detail, because we own it. So there is no NDA. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this episode.
Excited to be here, and I'm repping my Stay Fit hoodie as we talk.
She's rocking it. So to give you a little bit of the context as you're listening and watching on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube and leave a comment and like this video and all those fun things. But to give you some more context, me and a best friend of mine, we really wanted to establish a new, really pop-up social event, and we called it Stay Fit Social Destination. And really the idea behind it was oftentimes when you want to meet new people, hang out on a weekend, be social, alcohol is typically involved, right? And you have to make that trade-off where, what do they say, Katie? They say, borrow happiness from tomorrow when you go out and have some drinks or go on a bar crawl or what have you. We wanted to find a way to create a social destination that didn't involve alcohol, but you kind of got that same vibe with live music and workouts and cold plunges and just a lot of things to do to meet new people, laugh, have a good time as well. So that was really the idea behind the business. So fortunately and unfortunately, we decided to launch this business right around the holidays. So we only had 30 days to get ready for the event. It was going to be on January 25th, really to be around the sober January, dry January movement. So in just 30 days, we got 1.8 million views, 87,000 engagements on social, over 1,100 followers on only two platforms, which was Instagram and TikTok. We posted over 150 times. We got 15 vendors and partners secured that showed up for the event. We sold over 250 tickets and generated over $10,000 in sales. So I think those are really impressive numbers to launch a brand from literally nothing, zero followers. This is not a company that existed. And in just 30 days, using the STN machine and using our prowess in the social media landscape to really be able to hack the algorithm and really get all this organically, no real paid ads led to any of this. So this is all organic growth. So Katie, you pulled up a lot of examples. And I kind of want to walk through chronologically how we did this, because to start, what I really learned through this process, Katie, and I think I knew this innately, but the hardest thing about starting a new business is really branding the business to look legit and credible. And I think if you're just two college kids coming out of a dorm room, what do? You go to Fiverr, you open up Photoshop, you make a logo. But what is cool about STN, of course, that we can leverage this incredible over a decade, multi-million dollar machine to be able to launch a brand in a really, really creative way. So as you know, Katie, we have the best art designers in the world. So I'm like, hey guys, I want to do this thing in 30 days. Can you please help me? So Katie, if you want to pull up the branding that we were able to create in literally 5 business days, our art director went really quickly and just gave me a ton of different ways that we can do this. This was the brand that we ended up on. Again, Stay Fit Social Destination, SFSD. How do we create this in a fun way? We like the vibrant green colors. So this was the logo lockup. We had a lot of alternate colors as well. So this is where we started as you continue to go through this brand guide of the elements, the font, the brand. And this is really how we work with our clients too. Like before we get into it, not only what is our demo, what are we trying to do here from a success metric, but how is our brand going to look? And I think what's cool about this is the second that we launch social channels and the second that we release this flyer to the right that you see that we announce the event to the world, we already look like a very established brand. We already look like we've been around in business for years and years, because with all due respect, typically, if you're just starting out, if you're doing a side hustle and you're working in banking and you want to launch a fitness event, you're not going to be able to look this credible and look this amazing and sexy, in my opinion, that we're able to do. So literally our creative team, Katie, as you know, the best in the world, 5 business days, they create this whole brand from scratch, which I was pretty impressed with. I'm sure you were as well.
Oh my God, of course. Our team is so incredible. Shout out to Maddie in
Yep,
particular. She is
Riggins.
so good with branding.
Hmm.
And if anyone wants to know, this is the hoodie I'm repping right now.
Yeah, exactly. So we thought, what are we going to wear at this event? What's our logo going to look like? Obviously, everybody wanted to buy this sweater. They were very jealous as we were working the event and watching this. So this is what we started with. And I think this is good for you to know, not so much you want to launch your own business, but you want to launch a new brand. You want to kind of reintroduce yourself to the world. This is typically how we work. We start with what are our goals? What's the target market? And we thought, listen, we want to target, the 21 to 40-year-old in San Diego who's into fitness, who's health conscious, who wants an alternative to the drinking lifestyle. What are they going to look at and identify with? And we thought vibrant colors, more of that health style focus. As you can pull up that promo flyer one more time, if you don't mind, Katie, with the promo flyer, this also was someone that was, doing a HIIT workout. You have somebody there that's doing an ice plunge. You have happy people that are working out to the right. We wanted to convey a feeling like, oh, this is my jam. Like, I would love to find a way. I'm trying to be healthy during dry January. Maybe I don't drink at all. This is such my vibe. There's going to be live music, coffee, cold plunges. I'm getting a feel of what this event's going to be, even though we were just using stock photography and stock video, Katie, as you know more than anybody. We never launched this event before, so we had no B-roll. We had to sell a feeling, sell a dream without having any historical footage. So that's where we started. Go ahead,
And
sorry.
I gotta say, this is an example of how good STN is with branding and understanding the market and the event, because this was exactly what it felt like at the event. The ice plunges, plural, iconic. And the workouts, the two workouts going on simultaneously, HIIT and yoga, I really wish I could have been there to actually participate. Just a huge crowd for both doing these incredible workouts. Everyone having a good time. Check out the socials. You'll see how much everyone loved this event.
Yeah, so we partnered with Fit Athletic, which is a really reputable, amazing gym, which also helped, right? Because they have a credibility. They have a footprint here in San Diego, and these flyers are also throughout their gym. So that, again, was able to give us even more credibility. So we decided specifically that we had limited time. Myself, even as just doing this as a case study, if you will, I was going to be running some of the social or all of the social. So I wanted to focus on two platforms. And I always talk about this. I'm glad, Katie, that I gave, I listened to my own advice, right? Because I always talk about depth versus width. And sure, we could have done YouTube Shorts and we could have done Twitter, and we could have done a lot of things. But I say, you know what? Instagram is going to be our biggest driver, in my opinion. And then TikTok is going to be where we can test more content and be trendy with what's going on in gym culture, what's going on in the fitness and health conscious culture. You can pull this up for me. Just pull up the Instagram handle to start. And as you scroll down, you kind of see the vibe that, again, you're seeing photos from the event. You're seeing different videos of how we covered the actual event. But as you scroll further down, again, before we had any content, we had other content in terms of different influencers, different trends, different announcements that were almost sold out, etc. So I'm going to walk you through some of the strategies that we did. Again, not only to sell tickets eventually, but to get followers. I didn't want followers in New York. I didn't want followers in Wisconsin. I wanted followers in San Diego specifically. So when I look at 1,600 followers, it's a win if all 1,600 are in Southern California or in San Diego. If I had 200,000 followers, but 100,000 of them are in Florida and New York, that doesn't help me. So I really wanted to curate content. We wanted to curate content that spoke to the San Diegan, that spoke to the 21 to 40-year-old, and that was a strategy. And when you start looking at this content, you'll know what I mean. So let's talk about pre-event for a second. So pre-event, we have these 30 days leading up to the event, Katie, and we wanted to make sure that we were leveraging a couple things. One, leveraging trends that speak to this target market. But two, I have friends that maybe have 1,500 followers or 2,500 followers, and they live in San Diego, and they love working out. These people became my micro influencers, because when you have 0 followers, if you could collab with somebody who has 1,000, that's a net huge win opportunity that allows you to recruit some of their audience into what you're doing. So let's pull up this first one. A friend of mine, Lindsay, who's an incredible human, but also really into fitness, works out at Fit Athletic, etc. But pull up this first trend, the Kendrick Lamar trend that we did, and we shot with her specifically. So she has 2,374 followers. What's great about this is all the people that love Lindsay, all her friends, family that see this content, we collabed on Instagram Reels, excuse me, automatically all the people that already love Lindsay are going to say, oh my God, that's so cute. That was great. You can look at the comments here too, Katie, on the original video, where her friends and her family are commenting on this along with other people. But this allowed us to have 0 followers and doing content like this with friends and quote unquote influencers or creators, that we were able to siphon some of those followers. Like, oh, if Lindsay is supporting SFSD, I want to support, what is this FSSD? Oh, wow, it's San Diego. Oh, wow, it's actually interesting. They have an event coming up this weekend. That's what we were trying to do. So also another good friend of mine, Quez, we can play this other one. Same strategy. We want to partner with people that have much more followers than us so we can find ways to increase our distribution, increase our ecosystem. But we also want to talk to the gym culture because we want people that love fitness, that want to get a workout, that want to do cold plunges. Typically, people that want to work out on a Saturday morning and drink coffee and do cold plunges, typically they're in the gym 4 or 5 times a week. So we wanted to have jokes, if you know, you knows, inside joke opportunities that did just that. And then also looking at TikTok, looking at, quote unquote, gym talk or, gym culture, there were some different trends that were happening in the moment that we wanted to jump on. So another trend is we created a Schwarzenegger trend. There's a lot of other ways they've done this, but this next one I wanted to play as well as an example. So look at those likes for a second. 25,000 likes. This went viral. And it went viral because this got picked up. This has continued to, it just hit a certain vibe for the target market. Now, was all 25,000 likes in the San Diego target demo that we wanted? No, but you could tell that this piece of content really hit home to who we are and who we want to get out in front of, which is people that can appreciate this dude that's yoked as hell, but he's listening to Whitney Houston, which I'll be honest, even, Katie, on my Spotify list, I have songs like this that tend to help a lot when you're working out. So I love that.
David, I messaged you when you posted this, thanking you.
That's right.
I
that's
love
right.
Arnold. One of these likes is me.
Yeah, I love it. So again, it was a trend that was already happening on TikTok. We lifted the trend, made our own, got some Schwarzenegger highlights, and was able to do this as well in this market. And then second, the last one I wanted to show is if you guys have been on social, of course, we don't have to watch this whole thing. We could just play it on mute. But the red Muppet trend and the olive oil story trend that was so viral. Again, this is our friend Cassie. If you click on Cassie, I think she has around 4,000 followers. So again, I just want to say, anybody who has more followers than you, I want you to respect, and you can really leverage them. So this is really the strategy that so many YouTubers in the past have done, and so many people in social have done to really go from 0 to 1,700 followers. And that's really, I don't have a following. I have 0 leverage. How do I increase my ecosystem? How do I increase my distribution to widen my ability for more people to stumble across my brand and stumble across my content? This is all about, if we can give people value, we can make people laugh, we can introduce our brand to people that may be down for our brand. That is a net win-win. And that's why I think, Katie, we were able really in just 30 short days to gain those, 1,200 followers, to get those 87,000 engagements, because we utilized the micro-influencer strategy. And I think if anybody out there wants to start their own side hustle, you look at your contacts, you look at who you know, and not so much judge them by their followers. But again, I just think there's, Katie, we know this with our clients too. There's a little bit of disrespect, like, oh, they only have 3,000 followers. You have 0. So they have 3,000 times more than you. So even if you're an account that has 50,000 followers, it makes sense for you to work with the account that has 51,000, or even is only has 25,000, but is talking to a key demo that maybe you don't have as much concentration of with your social. So it was just interesting, Katie, because we implement these strategies with our clients. But as I was kind of in there as a practitioner, and I was saying, wait a second, I have a friend that has 4,000 followers. A lot of her friends love working out. They would love this piece of content because it shows her personality, and it works for our brand, but it works for her brand as well. And we just saw a lot of success and a lot of followers coming from that.
Yeah, and like if you have 50,000 followers and I have 50,000 followers, those aren't the same
Exactly,
50,000
right.
followers.
So micro influencer works, and then also the distribution ecosystem is the number one thing I would want to explain to you during this process. Is I was always focused on, I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I'm doing this organically. How do I expand outside of my own owned and operated and expand my ecosystem? And there's so many ways you can do that at your brands as well. Then the event happens, and we could probably, why don't we show, if we can, Katie, why don't we just show the wrap up sizzle, which is probably one of our last posts on the Instagram. Okay, I want to give people a feel for how the event went before we get into some of the influencer post events, if we can pull that up.
How you feeling? How you feeling? Unbelievable, man. Yeah!
So there's the recap. So that gives you a sense of all the stuff we've been talking about. It all led to that day on January 25th. And we had obviously videographers, we had iPhone runners. Katie, obviously, you were our incredible photographer. So we were able to really set the stage for future events. Now, thankfully, it's going to be so much easier. We have the B-roll, we have the footage, we have the raw content that we can really pitch this in such a bigger way without relying on just stock video or an idea. But actually, we've already done this before. This is the feel. This is how we roll, and this is what you can expect at the next one. But we also were very strategic on inviting people, again, the micro influencers, some of my friend group, some not, that can come in and do a recap. So this is great because this is a friend, Lainey, of mine, who knows the social game well, who knows how to do recap videos. All I did was give her a free ticket, and this is what she spit out. And I think this is another example of, if you could give people free content, free swag, free what have you, they want to create content like this for their feeds as well, to make their Instagrams look dope as well. But check out what she turned around literally in a day or so just for a free ticket.
Just to open my mind. All these walls caving in, I'm trapped with nowhere to hide.
Okay, so we're gonna go check out this event. It's by a group called Stay Fit Social Destination. It's a new group in San Diego that's putting together like social wellness events. They have 2 workouts, HIIT and yoga. And then there's like a little after party. So there's gonna be a DJ, cold plunge, coffee, matcha, definitely gonna do a matcha, smoothies, juice, all that fun stuff. So let's check it out.
You said don't worry, don't worry, don't worry about it. You said don't worry, don't worry, don't worry about it. You said don't worry, don't worry about it. 'Cause I don't know what happened. You said don't worry, don't worry about it. Just wanna feel your warmth on my skin. It's all I need is to find. All I need is to find. I don't think about life. You say you're from right here. No reason to cry.
Okay, so just finished the event and I'm just heading home now, but it was so much fun. I'm like so pleasantly surprised because I didn't know what to expect. You don't know, like a sober fest, like what is that? But it was just great. Like so many people came together. It was such a great turnout. Got to see a bunch of friends, meet new people. 10 out of 10. Let's do it again.
So what's cool about this, and again, even as an entrepreneur, every time that it's somewhat spiritual, when you think of an idea at dinner and then you see a video like that of a bunch of people yelling out SFSD and people saying, I'm not really sure what to expect, but I give it a 10 out of 10. It's so cool to see that. And we could probably stop there on the event recaps, Katie, because a lot of the others are very similar. But I think you see what we did there, right? We tried to set a feel, a brand. We were very clear about our target demo. We knew what success looked like, which is getting more San Diego followers. So we teamed up with friends and micro influencers that are already in San Diego, a part of the gym culture. We launched the event. We were very strategic about how we shot that event. And Katie, you know too, we wanted to get as much photo, as much raw video as possible. So we have a plethora of content forevermore to pitch the next events. And then just the fact, again, the numbers to restate it, in just 30 days, 1.8 million video views, 87,000 engagements, over 1,100 followers gained across TikTok and Instagram, 149 social posts in that 30 days. And I posted every single day. So there was a new piece of content every single day that was ready to roll. Oftentimes it was created in a CapCut on that very day. There wasn't a backlog that we can rely on. So sometimes it's like, we've created this, let's post it today and not worry about it. Again, 15 partners and vendors showed up for free, just based on the brand that we built. We sold over 250 tickets. We have, $10,000 that were generated, and now we have this foundation that we can build forevermore. So I thought that would be helpful, just giving you behind the scenes. Again, we can't really do this a lot with our clients because NDAs and all those different things, but I thought it'd be really cool to take a peek under the hood, give you some strategies that we implement with our clients, and just show you, again, we didn't grow 1 million followers. We didn't make $100,000, but to go from 0 to 1,200 followers in 30 days, to go from 0 to 1.8 million views, 0 to 87,000 engagements, 0 to $10,000, that's a win and something you can build on forevermore. So I hope you guys got value out of it. If you did, please make a comment below and say, not say thank you, but say that you learned something. We love when you subscribe. And if you listen on audio, we definitely recommend going to YouTube to see some of the examples of the branding in the video that we did show. And Katie, thanks so much for co-hosting with me and doing a little case study here on SFSD. So we appreciate it. This has been yet another edition of the Business of Social podcast. It's all been powered by STN Digital.